No one really sees what we see, what we deal with.
It's human nature to run away from danger, but as a prison officer, you have to run into the face of danger.
They are some of the most incredible people that I've ever worked with.
What counts as a successful day?
Not get my head kicked in. I worked for 4 years in a prison in southwest England. Previous to that, I had a long career in financial services and banking. I had no idea what I was going into. They had like an introduction day. That was my first step into prison, and that was a real bolt out of the blue. There is a smell to it. There is noise. Everything is noisy. The metal on metal, constantly keys, unlocking doors, gates, and of course the prisoners running up and down the stairs all day.
Undertaking a role in a prison environment is one of the most complex and demanding roles that you could possibly undertake. We expect them to see things which are really very difficult.
I've probably interviewed around about 70 to 80 prison officers, and a lot of their motivations for joining the job are actually economic reasons. But although that's the reason that they join, I find that a lot of them, when they're in the job, they find other reasons to stay. A lot of them want to do a job that is quite action orientated. You are always on edge. Prison officers, we know that they're hyper vigilant because they're always waiting for something to happen. They really do a difficult job, and they really take on a lot of trauma, and it really impacts their mental health.
You're dealing with issues which people would probably, if it happened once in their lifetime, would be going on and on and on about it and repeating that story every Christmas. There was one notorious prisoner who the level of self-harm, it's indescribable. There's no point me even trying to explain it. I would come home and would sit in the corner staring at the wall because of something that had happened that day. I bored quite a lot of friends with stuff. That used to frustrate me because I'd have to sit there and listen to what I thought was a fairly dull day, over a pint. And I'm going, well, so you didn't hit your sales figures, that's amazing. Yeah, well, this bloke needed 80 stitches in his neck because he cut himself with a tile.
There's a functionality around prisons which demands people to just get up, dust themselves off and get on with the job in hand. That probably breeds some unhealthy behaviours.
The way a lot of them cope is to compartmentalise their life. There's a big culture in the prison service of using alcohol to cope. I've actually had one officer say to me, "We're damaged people looking after damaged people," which I think highlights that a lot of prison officers are suffering and struggling, but they still get on and they just do the job as best as they can.
In one case where I cut down a prisoner who'd hung himself, there is no, right, let's sit down, let's chat, let's have 5 minutes.
Prison officers that I've spoken to have said that their colleagues and their leadership team really help them through the job.
Colleagues having your back is nothing short of life-saving. Second day in the shift, I got assaulted, and what did impress me was the amount of staff that turned up to me hitting my personal alarm.
People are just completely bonded in those experiences, which are either too difficult or, too unpleasant to share with their loved ones outside. There has always been a real sense that the prison service is hidden and forgotten.
I don't think anyone has any idea what a prison officer does. I did 4 years. Those that have done 20 odd years, then an amazing group of people, and I'd like to see them get the recognition that I certainly believe they deserve.
I'm really passionate about the public really understanding actually this is what they go through and having a bit more compassion and understanding for the people who are in prisons and keeping the rest of us safe from those deemed too risky to be in society.
I pushed myself way beyond anything I thought I was capable of, and it completely changed my outlook.